Welcome to the Victory Point, where we got mad game.
Except with ladies.
Today, we're talking about a very unique CCG RPG hybrid.
It's called Serpent's Tongue, and it was actually on Kickstarter a while ago, but is now gaining some real traction. We would love to be able to show you all the ins and outs of this game, or even a full walkthrough, but the problem is that would just take so long. This game is utterly complex.
Umsuto meha masura tsinita.
I don't even know.
That would be the fully conversational in-game language Sihemu Thinara, which will actually be used for parts of the game. Serpent's Tongue is a spellcasting game in which the players are a woken magi.
The best part about this game is it doesn't take place in some faraway land you need to learn about and understand the lore, though there is some of that. It really takes place in... Sparta! No, it takes place in the real world. The general setup of the game is each player will assemble a codex, a library of their spells that they can look through at any time during the game, and at certain points in the game prepare those spells to cast for the turn. You can prepare up to 3 spells each turn.
So if I were to cast the spell Fireball, I would use the word in the language Keitiga, and at that point my opponent would either accept or deny my proper casting technique.
All of the spells will fall into one of 6 categories: Enhance, Transmutation, Abjuration, Allies, Attack, or Defense.
Each spell has a fluency level, making it easier or more difficult to cast. This is indicated by the amount of dots in the bottom right corner of the card.
Now, Fireball, spoken as Keitiga, is a level 2 spell. The level 4 spell of Fireball, for example, is much longer and is a paragraph that I'm not willing to learn for this video.
Each spell comes from one of the 6 spheres of magic. There are 3 physical spheres and 3 etheric spheres. The 3 physical are bio, matter, and forces. The 3 etheric are mind, soul, and quantum.
Each magi has 5 resources: Resonance, Harmony, Essence, Will, and Focus. Resonance is your etheric mana, if you will. Harmony is really your standing in the universe. And Essence is your hit points. Focus and Will are 2 other sorts of resources that come into play with higher level cards.
On any given turn, each magi has 2 full actions to cast spells. And they also have an unlimited amount of free actions.
Like the amount of ammo bad guys have in movies. First impressions when we opened the box, I was just like, wow.
There was a lot to take in. There were multiple sheets of tokens to punch out, a bunch of different gems, a bunch of different resource trackers, tons of different cards. It was a little overwhelming.
Yeah, and everything seemed to have a name. Focus, essence, energy, and you don't know what all of it means.
But complexity, like we said before, is not a bad thing, and we were just excited as ever to dig into it.
Everything we opened up in the box was really well constructed, from cards which are made from a nicer cardboard, and they even included sleeves to put the cards in for their protection, to the codexes, or spell books, which are a really nice faux leather and very thick binders.
The design was very detailed, and the layouts were all simple and easy to read. The artwork is fantastic, mixing both elements of photography and concept art. The one thing we didn't like too much about this is the cards are extra large. They're a lot larger than your normal traditional collectible card games, making them difficult to manage in binders or just storage in general.
Overall, the game is really fun.
Now each sphere has 1 or 2 different strategic themes that you're going to be playing. So this gives you variety in the type of gameplay that you're going to see.
The game is new, so there's not a ton of cards making the variety. The variety really comes in that there's no limit to the amount of spheres you can put in your codex.
There was a ton of thought and research put into this game. The world that they've created is enormous and very in-depth, making it very fun to dive into.
The game really has an awesome composition combining strategy and fantasy, so you can really draw in those RPG fans and those more extreme gamers that are all about the game.
Now, the game is extremely complex. In fact, Cheney and I both have backgrounds in collectible card games like Magic the Gathering and Yu-Gi-Oh! And we still had a lot of difficulty learning to play the game at first. Once we got over this, it became a lot more fun, but just be prepared for some rule reading.
At first, you are going to feel really foolish speaking the spells. But then, you're going to get to watch someone else look really foolish speaking the spells, and eventually you'll be okay with it.
Now, my favorite part about this game is that they have almost completely eliminated the luck or randomness factor of gameplay. Your codexes are actually just pages of a book that you can flip through and choose cards from at will. The only type of luck that there will be in the game is when you need to roll a d10 to decide initiative rolls.
Now to their online support. Their website is really beautiful. Well done. There are a couple complaints that we had with searching functionality in their forums, and some areas in their forums weren't posted on a lot, but that's not their fault, really.
Now, overall, the game isn't terribly expensive, especially when comparing it to other collectible card games. However, the entry cost is significant because there is no possible way at this time to purchase a one-player starter kit. When you buy your Magi's chest, it comes and supports 2 players.
Now, our rating.
When it comes to CCGs, on a scale from My Little Pony, the collectible card game, all the way to that one, that Wizards of the Coast that we can't say because of copyright issues, we're going to give it a Yu-Gi-Oh!
Or, on the VPD20, a 17.
Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions you'd like to ask, go ahead and leave them in the comments section below.
And don't forget to follow us on Twitter.
Until then, keep it real.
Or fantasy.